Chapter 20. Feizhong told Tai Dian to rise, then read over the letter from Sun Yisheng. Most gracious Supreme Minister Feizhong, I have long had deep admiration for your lofty virtue, but to my regret, have never had the good fortune to meet you and offer my sincere service. Our master Ji Qing tactlessly offended His Majesty, committing an unpardonable error. Nevertheless, due to your kindness, he was granted life, though he is still confined at Yoli. You bestowed on him the possibility to live out the natural term of his life. What more could we have hoped for? We are far away and can do nothing to express our profound gratitude, but pray night and day for your good health and longevity. Now we have asked General Tai Dian to present you with 2 pairs of white jade discs, 2,400 taels of gold, and 4 rolls of satin as an insufficient expression of the gratitude of the people and officials of this Grand Dukedom. We constantly worry about our master, as he is old and weak and has been confined at Yoli for such a long time. In addition, he still has an old mother and young children, who night and day anxiously await his return. His situation is truly pitiable. We beseech you to show your great compassion and benevolence by speaking to the king on his behalf and secure his release. Such an act of virtue would be remembered by the people of the West Grand Dukedom forever. These presents are really valuable, worth 10,000 taels of silver. What can I do for him? Feizhong thought for a while, then instructed Tai Dian. You'd better return to West Qi straightway. Convey to Supreme Minister Sun Yisheng my best regards and thanks. It's not convenient now for me to write a reply, but I'll take the earliest opportunity to secure your old master's release and safe return home. I won't disappoint your Supreme Minister, I guarantee. General Tai Dian thanked Feizhong, bade him farewell, and returned to his lodgings. Soon afterwards, Hong Yao returned from his visit to Yuhan. Exchanging stories, the two found their results had been identical. Delighted with their success, they packed up and returned to the West Grand Dukedom without the least delay. Though Feizhong had accepted Sun Yisheng's gifts, he mentioned nothing to Yuhan. Yuhan likewise kept his gift a secret. One day, King Zhou played chess with Feizhong and Yuhan at the star-picking mansion. 2 successive wins put the king in excellent spirits, and he ordered that a feast be given, and that the 2 of them join him. After a few rounds, King Zhou mentioned how skillfully Bo Yikao had played the zither and how sweetly the white-faced monkey had sung. Since Ji Qing ate the flesh of his son, it's obvious that his divinations are simply nonsense. He knows nothing about fate and is no prophet at all. He remarked. Feizhong seized the chance. I was always wary of Ji Qing, as I often heard that he was treacherous. Nevertheless, a few days ago, I sent some trustworthy men to Yoli to find out the truth. They reported that Ji Qing is righteous and loyal. On the 1st and 15th day of every month he burns incense and prays for your Majesty's health, for the peace of the nation, and for the tribes on the borders to refrain from further disturbances, so that the people can enjoy a better life and the nation can prosper. Though he's been confined for 7 years, he's never complained once. It seems to me that Ji Qing's a genuinely loyal minister. But the other day you said that Ji Qing was outwardly loyal and honest, but inwardly treacherous and dishonest. Why do you speak of him so differently today? King Zhou pointed out. People speak of Ji Qing differently. Some say he's dishonest, while others say he's loyal. That's why I sent my men to find out the truth. Now I know he's really loyal and trustworthy. As the proverb says, it takes a long time to know the real moral integrity of a man. Feizhong replied. What do you think, Supreme Minister Yuhan? The king asked. I can assure you that Feizhong's report is true. Yuhan replied. I've heard that, though confined for so long, Ji Qing's been teaching the people of Yoli to be loyal to your Majesty and to refrain from doing anything to harm the country. The people there are virtuous and happy, and honor him as a sage. I dare not lie to you. I would have reported this even if Feizhong hadn't mentioned it just now. Since you two are of the same opinion, Ji Qing must be a good man after all. I would like to pardon him and set him free. What do you think? I dare not express any opinion as to whether Ji Chang should be pardoned or not, but one point is important. Since Ji Chang's so loyal and filial that he hasn't murmured a single word of complaint, even though he's been imprisoned for so long, he would be all the more grateful if you set him free and let him return home. I can assure you that he would serve you faithfully for the rest of his life. Fei Zhang replied. Hearing Fei Zhang speak so favorably of Ji Chang, Johann clearly understood that he too had received generous gifts from the West Grand Dukedom. I can't let him do all the favors, he thought. I must do something to make Ji Chang even more grateful to me. He left his seat. Your Majesty shows great magnanimity in pardoning Ji Chang, but if you bestow further favors on him, you can naturally be even more assured of his loyalty to the country. We've been fighting to suppress rebellions by the East and South Grand Dukes for 7 years already, and there are uprisings all over the country. Since Ji Chang's highly respected by the other dukes, I suggest that he be granted the title of prince, and thus obliged to suppress the rebels on your behalf. Once they know of his appointment, the South and East Grand Dukes would withdraw their forces of their own accord. King Zhou was delighted with the suggestion. I'm so glad to see that you Huns both wise and talented, and Fei Zhang skilled at selecting outstanding men. Fei Zhang and Johann thanked the king, who immediately issued a decree pardoning Ji Chang and freeing him from his confinement. Amid the joyous cries of the ministers, a palace messenger set out for Yoli with the royal pardon. The West Grand Duke was still thinking bitterly about the cruel death of his son when a strange wind arose. It blew with such force that 2 tiles flew off the roof and smashed on the ground. He realized that it was an omen and immediately burnt incense and made a divination with gold coins. Today the king will pardon me. He had just ordered his attendants to pack up his luggage when the palace messenger arrived. He knelt down as the messenger officially announced the pardon. The duke offered his thanks and then made ready to leave for Jiaoge. Hearing that the duke was going to leave them, the people of Yoli crowded into the streets to present him with wine and mutton as a token of their gratitude. Dear Duke, today you're free to return home, like a dragon to the sea, a tiger to the mountains, or a phoenix to the forests. You've educated us for 7 years on how to be loyal and chaste and taught us good customs and behavior. All of us deeply appreciate your great kindness and are grieved that after our parting today we can no longer receive your guidance. They said, weeping. The Duke also wept. I've been confined here for 7 years, and I'm ashamed that I haven't done anything to help you. When I see you send me off with wine and mutton, I feel most unworthy. I hope you may all continue to live as I've taught you, so that you may achieve success in all things and enjoy the blessings of peace. The people escorted him 10 li from Yoli, and finally bade him farewell in tears. When the West Grand Duke reached the palace gate at Jiaoge, he found Wei Zi, Jizi, Bigan, Huang Feihu, and many other officials waiting there to meet him. He hastily dismounted. It's been 7 years since we last met. But now, thanks to your kindness and grace, I've been generously forgiven by His Majesty, he said, bowing. All the officials were delighted to find that though the Duke had aged, he was still healthy and vigorous. Just then an order arrived from the Dragon Virtue Court summoning Ji Chang to see the king. Dressed in white as a convict, Ji Chang kowtowed before the king. The convict Ji Chang committed a grave fault punishable by death, but your Majesty has been so kind as to forgive me and grant me life. How can I ever return such a great favor? May your Majesty live 10,000 years. You accepted your confinement at Yoli for 7 years without a complaint and prayed only that our kingdom would enjoy lasting peace and the people would live in happiness. You've proven your loyalty. Today, I'll not only grant you a pardon, but also appoint you as chief of all the dukes authorized to undertake military operations in times of need. I bestow on you the yak tail pennant and yellow axe, crown you prince, and increase your monthly allowance of rice by 1,000 picals. Before you return home in honor, I'll hold a banquet for you at the Dragon Virtue Court and grant you the privilege of parading in the streets for 3 days. King Zhou announced. Ji Chang kowtowed again to thank King Zhou for the favors generously bestowed on him. When the king had withdrawn, Ji Chang changed into his official robes and joined the other ministers at a sumptuous banquet, drinking and eating amidst sweet music. Bigan, Weizi, Jizi, and all the other ministers were glad to see him out of trouble. After the banquet, Ji Chang, or Prince Wen, as he was known later on, paraded through the streets and markets to demonstrate his glory before the people. The residents of the capital lined the streets to see him. The loyal ministers released from his cage at last. The virtuous and worthy duke should be free from all calamity now, they commented. Late in the afternoon of the second day of his parade, a long procession of pennant bearers and armed guards suddenly approached from the opposite direction. Prince Wen reined in his horse and asked, "What's that procession in front of us?" When he was told that it was Prince Huang Feihu, returning from the military exercises, he quickly dismounted and bowed at the side of the road. When Huang Feihu saw him standing at the roadside waiting for him, he jumped down from his ox, and taking Ji Chang's hands, said, "I've blocked your path, please forgive me." He then added in a low voice, "I'm delighted that you'll return home in honor. I'd like to have a chat with you in private. My home's not far from here. Would you care to come for a couple of drinks?" Prince Wen was a sincere and honest man, incapable of making polite refusals, so he said, "Anything your highness pleases. I'd be delighted to hear any advice from you." Reaching Huang Feihu's residence, the two walked arm in arm into the hall. A feast was soon prepared, and the two men drank and talked until dusk fell. Candles were then lit, and ordering his attendants to withdraw, Huang turned to Prince Wen. "Your Highness, you're blessed with happiness today, but can't you see that King Zhou blindly trusts the minions and ignores the loyal? He spends all his time drinking and lusting. He neglects state affairs and doesn't read any official documents. He sends loyal ministers to the burning pillars and silences admonitors with the serpent pit. The virtuous cannot live in peace, and revolts have broken out all over. Of the 800 marquises, 400 in the east and south have already risen against us. Though you're a virtuous man, you've still had to suffer in prison for 7 years. Now that you've been freed by special pardon, you're like a dragon returning to the sea, a tiger going back to the mountains, or a turtle getting off a hook. How can you fail to see reality?" Huang Feihu reminded him. "Don't you know that the state is deteriorating day by day? Things will never be put in good order. What glory and honor can you derive from parading for 3 days? Why don't you fly from this cage as soon as possible and return to your own dukedom, to your wife, sons, relatives, and ministers? There's no need for you to remain in this web where nothing you do can have predictable results." Prince Wen felt as if awakening from a dream. He got up from his seat, bowed, and thanked Huang Feihu, saying, "Your advice is really valuable. I don't know how I'll ever be able to repay your kindness. But though I would like to leave Zhaoge, I've no way of getting through the 5 passes. What can I do?" "That's no problem," replied Huang. "I've all the military tallies here, and I'll give you enough to get through." He took some of the tallies from his office, then added, "Your Highness, take these and disguise yourself as a royal patrolman. You'll get through the 5 passes without any trouble." Prince Wen bowed and thanked Huang Feihu again. "The kindness you've shown me is that of parents giving new life. I don't know how I can thank you enough." Early that same evening, Huang Feihu ordered Long Huan and Wu Yan to open the west gate of Zhaoge and secretly escort Prince Wen out of the capital. What became of the West Grand Duke? If you want to know, you must turn to the next chapter.